Edward Bernays is known as the father of propaganda, and he's actually related to Sigmund Freud, who is the godfather of modern day psychology and this idea of like atheistic psychology, which kind of makes sense as to what worldviews are being pushed currently. They're also related to the owner of Netflix. So all this kind of connection is really interesting. But what is propaganda? Propaganda is just messaging. It's just narratives. When you see a narrative play over a big group of people, there is a controlling factor to that. So when there's a narrative that is propagated to elevate something above everything else, when you prop a narrative, now everybody can see it and you limelight and focus on it. Where attention goes,
money flows.
Where was the attention in the last couple of years?
Social media, TikTok. Oh, yeah. Oh, the magic stuff. Yeah.
Trillions.
The magic medicine. Yeah.
Trillions. So where attention goes, energy flows. And if you can prop up your propaganda, your message, then you can direct attention. It's all about money.
Then you can monetize it.
It's all about money.
Explain the Netflix connection, because that's really interesting, because I personally find Netflix really difficult to watch these days because it's so woke. And anything which is like slightly good, there's a little bit of woke sprinkled in there and you just have to sort of, move past it. Everything is so woke. I find Netflix to be one of the biggest propaganda machines out there. So can you explain that connection between Edward and...
So one of the co-founders of Netflix is related to Edward Bernays. And it's just interesting that your modern day entertainment is basically your relationship with former day propaganda. It's just interesting. But I agree with you. I think I don't like consuming anything unless I know the source of the intent. The source of the intent needs to be the desirability of the information. Why you consume something needs to be scrutinized. So why do I read Aristotle's? Why do I dive into the work of Leonardo da Vinci? Why do I stay away from Travis Scott music and garbage? Why? No offense to any artist. They can do whatever they want, but what they're feeding isn't filling me. So I need to find what fills me. And somebody that's in a low vibrational frequency, those low vibrational frequency things, they fill them up. But it's just no longer what feeds me. And you have to go from nurturing yourself with garbage and processed bullshit of the system to finding, hey, like, why am I listening to this music? What is this causing in me?
Yeah.
I'm watching these shows. Okay, it's making me perceive women in a different way. Is this what I want? And you need to be able to have what? Intentionality towards who possesses your mind. Because if you're not in control of your mind, somebody will control your mind for you. And social media companies, video game companies, movie companies, music companies, they hire psychologists just like Edward Bernays, even better than Edward Bernays, to fuck with your head, to keep you controlled. Why do you think it's just normal that at 11:15 in the afternoon you always check your phone and it buzzes and you feel angst inside that, hey, like, what's going on? And you like, refreshing your phone like a lottery slot? That's all programming. That is all intentional. Dopamine hit.
It's disgusting.
Oh, refresh. What's new on the feed? What's new on the feed? Hooked. Psychology 101. If you do not control your mind, somebody else will control it for you.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When I was about 10 years ago, I worked on a summer camp in America, and I was hosting like this little radio class for some young kids. And I've always kind of been aware of these things, but it was actually at that moment that I realized how dirty the music is. Because you had these like really young girls doing karaoke to like a Meghan Trainor song, which is something like, I don't know, can't remember the line, but it was, if you treat me right, maybe you can get head. And I'm like, a little child just said that, And it was at that moment that I realized, like the music is terrible. I mean, Sam Smith is just promoting the devil, which to me is fascinating.
I mean, it's you promote that which you love. And at the end of the day, people just push what they love. And what you're seeing is just louder voices. And your attention is, if nobody gave attention to the fat fuck wearing a tight pink suit, wearing devil horns, if nobody gave a flying fuck about him, nobody would talk about him. But everybody's focused on somebody else's shit and watching some dude perform with a yellow or red cane looking like the devil instead of focusing on their own bag, how to level themselves up, how to get their parents out of poverty. Dude, if you're focused on your own shit, like when people start talking about these, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I have to take care of my parents. I have to make sure my community's good. I have to make sure I have safe havens all around the world. After that's all done, then we can talk about what's happening in culture.